And we're live. So there we go. And we're just going to start. And eventually someone will view. I know Susan will view here in a minute, but anyway. All right.
That's how it started 9 years ago. June, whatever it was. I'll have to look it up again. But anyway, that was 9 years ago. And here we are today. And I am so excited to have a wonderful group of folks tonight. Wonderful group of guys that I love dearly. So let me introduce them and let's get this show on the road, shall we? So, and there they are. Yay!
Howdy, howdy.
G'day.
You say it's your birthday. Ba-da-da-da-da.
Louie.
So tonight we have the Pizza Ninja.
Hello, Gary.
Good to see you, my friend.
Good to see you too.
We have Joshua, the geocaching vlogger.
Hello.
Doo-doo-doo. Thank you, my friend. Jeff May.
Hey, how's it going,
He is
It's all good here,
He's representing Canada proudly, and all our international guests, and over the years, all of our international listeners. It's wonderful. Our guest/host, Jeff, and then we have Craig as well. Could do both as well. Thank you, Craig, for being with us. See my show.
G'day, Gary. Thank you, mate. And I will say this,
Yes.
there wasn't much difference from the very first episode to you now. Like, you look like the same person, mate. Like, there's a little bit of gray here and there. A little bit of gray here. That's all.
Thank you so much, my friend. All right. So,
Do I get my check now or after the show's finished?
yeah, I'm sending it. Yeah, I'm a Venmo. Venmo's coming your way here in a minute.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that.
Yeah, and so Craig also sort of in a sense international. I mean, you're living here in the States, but
Yeah.
you represent all of our Australian, our Aussie. I say it right now.
Southern Hemisphere.
Aussie.
Southern Hemisphere.
Aussies,
Whole
and
different hemisphere. Whoa.
Yeah.
and
Impressive.
all of our international listeners and viewers. Thank you to you guys so much. All right, so let me do a quick. I want to do a quick shout out to our patrons. Let me go full here for just a minute, and give a quick shout out to our early patrons. I think it's interesting when you go back and look at the interesting dynamic of patrons. We've had they come and go, and that's fine. I'm fully aware of how patronage works in the podcasting world, but I want to shout out to a few that have been with us basically from the very beginning. And Tom Brotherman was a very early patron. Thank you, sir, very much. My son Caleb is also another very early patron. Jeff Arbaugh and Teus, another one who's stuck with us, and very appreciative of him. Nick from Cashley, and I'll mention Nick a little bit more later. Andrew Tiepkin, he's been with us as well since the beginning. Colorado. Ravenclaw Tia, CC Perez has been a staunch supporter of ours and a good friend, and just so thankful for her. Valena Mahar, Butterfly Girl, been with us again since the beginning, stuck with us. And Jane Jewell, also been a long time supporter. So thank you to all our patrons for keeping this show and all of our shows on the air now that we have several shows, which is great. So thank you, Ken. Thank you so much. All right, let's get cranking on this show. I'm excited. I told the guys I've got some clips, but I didn't really tell them much about them. So we're going to get to some clips here in a moment and get them to comment. And I want to get them also to reminisce. This is a night to reminisce about this show and podcasting and vlogging in general. I think over the years it's been a while. So I did show you show number 1, which was crazy to show, and I do want to show some other clips. They were, and others that were not, that we didn't pay for, but I did pay for some of these. I might as well get my money's worth, right, guys?
Might as well.
So here's one that was done many years ago, and you'll hear it was for our 4th anniversary. So let's watch this one real quick.
Gary and Jesse, what's going on? Josh Gates here from Discovery's Expedition Unknown, coming to you from the wilds of my home office. I just wanted to drop by to congratulate you on the 4th anniversary of the Geocache Talk podcast. You know, I once found a geocache myself in France, although admittedly I did find it by accident. My former producer Barsky's a fan, so I know it's got to be a great show. And I just want to say, keep going. Adventure is out there for everyone. And again, congratulations. Bye-bye.
Wow, what a professional.
It was good. He did good. As you guys know, cameos can be either really good or kind of, well, they're mixed, right? Mixed bag.
He's very well spoken. He's great.
Yeah, he did great. And I like that, you only have, if people don't know, when you do a cameo, you don't get a lot of, you can't give them much information, right, Josh? It's really tiny.
Yeah, you have about, 4 sentences to go off of.
Yeah.
Typically.
There isn't much. There really isn't. So, all right, here's another one. This is fun.
Hello and congratulations to Geocache Talk on 7 years. Wow. You've been at it 7 years. Gary and the gang, congratulations to all of you. And yes, in celebration of this momentous and stupendous occasion, over 600 shows, you are going to be given a big pot of chili. Because nothing says 7 years is a long time like chili. Nice. But just don't spill
it. Another great cameo.
Yeah. Gary, just quickly, that reminds me of when I first met all of you guys itself, and that was in Cincinnati for the Giga, the first Giga here as well. And we went to remember we all met up at Skyline Chili.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah, see, memories.
I do. I saw that, and what's funny, I was going through photos, and I've still got that photo of us when we went out in the parking lot. We got a shot of everybody from that. That was awesome. All right, I'm gonna keep some more, but I do want to turn to John, and John's gonna do a little bit of news, and then we'll jump into some more stuff. So, John, take it away, my friend.
Yeah, let's do it. So, to give a few quick news updates, and I'm not going to do Tom Brotherman's speed because I hear Tom Brotherman did a record speed. But if you're wondering tonight, where is Jesse? Right, this is probably something that we're all thinking. It's all on our minds. Rumor has it that Jesse may be on a cruise through the Bermuda Triangle right now as we're doing the show. So we're crossing our fingers, Gary, that he's going to be able to join us at some point on here.
Hopefully.
Or else he might disappear forever.
It is possible, Josh. It's possible.
Don't say that, Joshua. Don't say
that. I'm sorry.
Everybody think happy thoughts. Think happy thoughts. We want Jesse back, but just in case he doesn't show, guys, the good news is I do have this man.
There you go. Now you're talking.
Yeah. So if we need him, he's there for us. But a few quick news items on here. We're actually up to 2.9 thousand YouTube subscribers at this point. So help us get to 3,000 on here. We're just, I think, less than 100 left. So if you're new to Geocache Talk or joining for the first time tonight, please subscribe and make sure you get the information on all of our shows on here. I don't know about you guys. Did anybody else see the recent updates to the official geocaching app through HQ?
Ooh. Are they adding more treasures? Or are you thinking of something else?
Joshua,
that's tomorrow.
They are.
Or that's in 2 days.
June 10th. June 10th, my friend. and it is going to be glorious. But there is some news on there. I don't know if you guys saw, but actually a solution checker is now available in the official geocaching app. So that was just recently rolled out on that one. So yeah, you can get treasures, you can get the solution checker on that one. But also a new feature in the official geocaching app on here too is you can see more information on souvenirs, including the ones that you've earned, upcoming ones, and the details on how to earn them as well too. So that's pretty cool. And then there was also actually another release coming out as well too for Adventure Labs, where there's now a method to view an Adventure Lab's starting location and locations while remaining in the builder on that one. So, oh man, okay, got to pull up Joshua. Got to pull
Look
up
at
Joshua.
that.
Okay, how
Oh
many
my
souvenirs,
God.
Joshua?
That is beautiful.
Joshua
That
and
is
his
so
flex.
cool.
Joshua and his souvenir flex.
They just
But
keep going and
Yeah.
going.
Josh, are you logged
Nice,
into?
Josh.
Are you logged into someone else's account? Are you like?
No,
how's it-
this is my account.
That's funny. I love that.
Yeah,
Good work
but aren't
there.
those beautiful? Those are gorgeous, man, on that one.
That's
And
cool.
one other
Those are
quick.
souvenirs too, not treasures. But I'm gonna keep my mouth shut now.
Well, we all love treasures here at Geocache Talk and all of our guests, right, Gary?
Officially, I guess so.
Okay.
I
appreciate
like
it.
treasures so much that I named a
I was-
podcast after it.
you beat me.
No, I don't
Too soon?
believe that they're tied
You know,
together.
I'm still waiting for that official merchandise for the Toot podcast.
Oh, it's coming.
Okay. When it is, you got to let me know because I want it. But one last quick news item, guys, on here.
Yes.
I think, Craig, you went to ASP GeoBash this year,
Yes.
right?
Yes, I did. Yes.
Did you know in 2026 it's back as a mega?
Yes, I did. I saw it. As well.
How awesome is that? You know?
And I'll be honest, without bringing up dead skeletons in the closets or whatever, but it's a shame that actually happened this year. I will say that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There wasn't really any way. It was just a lot of mix-ups, and it's just a bad situation all around.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I agree with you, Jeff. That's crazy.
Yeah, but we're going to put the GC code in the chat on here for ASP GeoBash, the Mega in 2026. So it's GC
Very cool.
B6 MB8. So log your will attends, get the greatest information on that one. And did see a comment, guys, in the chat room. I got to bring up newsflash. John now endorses Surf and Turf Pizza over Pickle Pizza. So Tony, this is almost true. So I had the privilege and honor of visiting Tony, TKD Scouter in Vermont. Tried the Surf and Turf Pizza. Excellent pizza. Pizza. When I tabulated the final scores, though, it was 0.001 that Pickle Pizza won over Surf and Turf. So it was close. It was close, Tony.
There's the ASP in case you're wondering. GC8 B6 MB8. Sorry.
Yeah. No, thank you, Gary, for doing that. But yeah, definitely log your will attends on that one because it's going to be an awesome event.
Yep.
Oh, and DeTruck, he already logged his will attend. So
Thanks to Truck.
thank you, sir, on that one. We appreciate it.
Well, I was there with Dan this year as well. I even camped out with Dan this year as well. So
Did
he,
you really?
he had a tent outside my van, so so the bears would get him first before me. So that's good. It's good.
Good stuff. That's awesome.
good strategy. That's good strategy.
Another quick item to mention is that people were clamoring. They were clamoring, I know, for us to make a fourth loop Jasmer coin. And I refused to at the beginning because I'm like, I'm going to buy 100 or whatever it is, fourth loop Jasmer coins. I'm going to sit here and my money's going to be stuck in a bunch of coins on the floor over here. And people said, no, we really want one. I was like, all right, well, I'm going to buy some and y'all better buy them from us. So anyway, they're coming. All the fourth loop Jasmer people are going crazy. So good for y'all. You convinced me. As far as another quick announcement is that Cache Odyssey does not have an official coin, and people are really not happy. Really not happy. And I've heard a lot. And so we are going to make Probably not for all the regions, but we'll probably do one overall Cache Odyssey coin for those that want to buy one. So we're going to do that. Don't know the timing of it, but I wanted to let people know that your voices have been heard, your complaints have been heard. That's the one thing, guys. And I don't know, we got to see everybody. We got to see all of us got to see each other a little bit at Gigastock, which is normally, I mean, it was joyous. I loved it so much seeing everybody, but it does give people the option to come up and go, I have a question and a bone to pick with you. I'm like, what are you gonna do? You gonna run? Like, yeah, it's Josh.
Now you know how the lackeys feel.
Oh yeah, isn't that true? I can imagine what a lackey goes through at some of those. So anyway.
I'll just say, Gary, as well, it's a really good idea to actually have just a one coin for overall, because you think about it, the size of the US, the amount of time, effort, money, etc. it takes to get every Cache Odyssey in every state. You know, it's a big deal. I mean, it's very similar to Cache Across America, whereby that you have to finish the entire series, like the whole 50 states plus the one in DC, and you get a coin as well. You get a free coin for the Cache Across America. So that sort of thing, it's a lot of effort, and so well done to those out there chasing it. I'll say that, because I'm doing the Cache Across America stuff, and wow, it is it's a lot. It's a lot.
Oh yeah, no, you're right. Those and that one's tricky in itself, and that was something that we support fully. And I think we got a guest. Oh no, he left. Okay, never mind.
That was odd. That kind of seemed like mysterious ship footage.
I think so.
Almost like a Scooby-Doo Bermuda Triangle kind of thing.
Yeah, we had sort of a ghost for a minute. I don't know if the ghost is going to be with us or not, but maybe the ghost is with us.
Whoa.
There he is!
Jesse. Hey! Jesse, you're surviving the Bermuda Triangle?
Yeah, I'm... We'll see how stable this internet is, but I am here for now. I am
awesome, man. Good to see you.
You definitely look like you're in vacation mode.
Yeah, somewhere east of Florida.
Wow, that is incredible.
Very cool.
That is so awesome, man. So yeah, do you want to tell us real quick about the trip, or?
Yeah. So as part of my new geocaching goal, we're trying to get as many countries as we can. I moved on from states to countries. I made the mistake of my daughter married a competitive person. Shocker, right? Most of y'all know her. Well, he's in the Air Force, and now he has been introduced to geocaching, and now we're kind of in a competition to see who can get the most countries. So I'm going to pick up 2 more this week, and we've had to book some more cruises because I put my foot in my mouth, and now I'm competing with a guy that flies around the world all the time. So that's my new goal, and we're headed here. We're going to Coco Cay tomorrow. Nice. St. Thomas, St. Martin, and St. Martin, which is the same island, just 2 different countries on it. So I'll pick up 2 new countries out of this. So and hit 14,000 when we get to St. Martin. So milestone. Got my mom here, my daughter here, my wife here. It's going to be a great way to celebrate a milestone. And hey, 9 years of geocaching too, podcast too. So
absolutely, I'm so glad you got to be with us tonight.
Well done, Memphis, mate. And yeah, you are looking good, mate. Looking sharp. Haven't seen you in the full flesh for a while. But I've got a question for you. If those who are listening after this show has gone live as well, Jesse, you're wearing some sort of shirt, but the pineapples, there's upside down ones, there's right way up, and you're on a cruise ship. I'm just saying, you're looking good. You're looking sharp. That's all I'm saying.
Does that show your support, Jesse, for pineapple pizza?
This is family friendly. That's for the after dark show.
I was thinking
that right now.
I was thinking the same thing, but I have a filter.
I don't.
Oh my!
I did notice that when I put it on, and I don't care, so it works out.
What's funny is a friend of mine just sent me a note, text me, and it says, "Do you know what the pineapples mean?" Right? And I'm like, no, what does it mean? So it's like, oh my gosh.
Now you guys are making me question my pizza toppings. And
I am so naive.
Oh, yeah.
I'm so naive.
Allegedly, on cruise ships, this is a rumor that I've never seen is true, and I've been on a few cruises, they will put them on their door. Like people would
really?
kind of,
Mm-hmm.
without going into details, because we're a family-friendly show, and that's supposed to designate certain things.
Oh my!
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh gosh!
Yeah.
That's insane. That's funny though. All right,
Whatever.
back to the I'm gonna get this ship righted a little bit. But speaking of Jesse, since he's with us, let's start with Jesse. So here is a clip from show 18 of the show. We're on. I don't know what we don't number them anymore, but here is show 18. Everybody, here we go.
We did. I want to break in a special guest here.
Okay.
Somebody who just walked in. My mom.
Hey.
Here's Miley. Miley, it's Gary, you know. Come on, Hallie. No, look, this is a special. They knew what I was doing here, so they made. Oh, I'm trying not to drop it here.
Oh.
It's my birthday tomorrow, so they showed up and with a birthday cake.
Yay. Hallie,
but they're all cashers as well, so that counts. My mom cashes too, and
awesome. Hallie, put your face in here. Come on, don't be shy.
So you gotta come put your face in.
Come here.
Come on. No, come on. Come on over.
Hallie,
so we're getting the rest of the.
Hallie, come on. You look fabulous. It's so good to see you again.
Oh yeah.
Well, we usually find something to say.
Yeah, they all showed up right at the end of the show here. So.
Well, that's wonderful. I'm so glad to see you guys.
I embarrassed them enough.
She did not want to be
Jesse. That looks nothing.
The hair
nothing like you.
Thicker here and thinner here, so I don't know. That must be a special effects. I don't understand what happened there.
But
more
Jesse,
muscle.
Yeah, more muscle. But you're using the same equipment, mate, which is good too. The exact same equipment from years ago. It's no
That's
different.
right. Yeah.
Too. Yeah.
Consistency.
That's right. That's right. Hey, low tech all the way.
Oh, jeez.
So what's funny about that too is just that for Jesse, of course, you know, it I mean, obviously means so much. You get your family there, but for the rest of us, it's amazing. You know, I seen your girls really grow up. I mean,
oh yeah.
You tell people update the audience. I think on your girls and now women. What are they up to?
Well, see, it's funny. We were just talking about that the other day too. I think we were off air and we were talking about it. But that's 41. That was the day before my birthday, I believe.
Yeah.
50 is about to come up. So obviously we've been on the show for 9 years. Ouch, by the way. That sneaks up on you. That's a lot of fun.
CK Blast got it. Wait,
yeah.
41 plus 9.
Yes, it's 50. The Hallie that was in there, so she's been caching the whole time, and like our second picture has got both of the girls in it from geocaching, and that was early on. And the one Hallie was in there, she's 25 now, and married to the Air Force guy that I was just talking about. And Miley and my mom are both on this trip. So
that is so incredible.
It's kind of a funny full circle, and everybody that's in my family that I talk to anyway, they're all geocachers. So every time we get together, anytime for any family function, they all know we're going to find at least one geocache, and wherever we are in the world. So it's kind of really, it's become a family thing for us. Like everybody knows. Now, not everybody's crazy, right? Like they don't go find thousands a year and everything, but
right. Everybody
knows it's part of our. That's probably the family tradition that's lasted the longest, other than major holidays and stuff like that. But that's the one it's become really just weaved into the fabric of our extended family. That we have 3 generations on this cruise, and we're all going geocaching this week.
Awesome.
As we cruise. So I can't, with the podcast and geocaching, I kind of tie them all together. I can't say how thankful I am that it's a family deal for us now. Like all my friends and family, everybody's involved in it, and I don't have to explain it if I ever go to a family reunion. Like everybody already knows. They already know how the weird hobbies that we do, right? So it's great.
No, absolutely.
And over the years, right? Like your sons too. Like we've literally seen them grow up through geocaching. Yeah.
You're right.
The gallery on the profile page is like a family album. It's them growing up literally throughout the years. So it's awesome.
I always tell Joshua that too, because I'll go back and look. And I mean, Joshua, you have some similar situation with your kiddos that if you go back and watch old clips or like you said in your case, if you go look at your geocaching account and you see all the different pictures on with the kiddos, right?
Yeah, I mean, my YouTube channel is 14 years old, so
I know.
And my oldest is 25 as well, so she was 10 or 11 when I started. So yeah, quite a difference.
Yes.
And I they love geocaching when they're with me, but the one thing that they picked up from me is the video creation. All of them love to make videos and are actually making a good living making videos for people. So
that's awesome.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that incredible. And such good memories. And so that was show 25, long time ago.
Wow.
But I have another one that I want to show, and it was from I'm sorry, that was 20 Josh, or I'm sorry, let me fix it. Memphis Mafias was show 18. I'm about to show 25. Okay, so let me fix that.
I feel
not quite
something coming on. Not yet. Okay.
Nope. Joshua, I'm gonna get to yours.
Okay. Good. Wait.
I'm gonna come back to yours. I'm not doing them in the exact order, so I'm gonna come back to yours. But I am gonna jump to. I want to bounce around. I'm gonna do show 25. So here's a clip. You guys are gonna love it. The audience is gonna love this. Show 25. It wasn't Joshua. Jeff's is coming up, but that wasn't John. So I wonder who this is going to be.
Really?
Ooh. You've had a lot of cool experiences in either creating geocaches or going on them. What is one of your favorite experiences that come to mind?
So again, another hard question because there's so many.
There are so many.
You get to do so many things, whether it be going to a different country just for the purpose of a mega. That's the only reason I went to New Zealand was for the mega this year.
Right.
Then you've got your milestones. You've got your focuses on your different goals that you want. I'm on a streak at the moment as well, 375 or something at the moment. So which is hopefully not going to end anytime soon. So we'll see. But so you got all those sort of things. But there was one milestone that I did for my 1,000 find, and it's in a disused train tunnel. And I was by myself again, one of those ones where you by yourself.
Yeah.
I actually periscope just before I went in, and then I dropped the phone and everything before, and to end the periscope, so it looked like I've been taken into this tunnel. It was quite
awesome.
funny.
That's great.
But walked into this tunnel, and I think it's about just over a mile into the tunnel where the cache is, and it's pitch black. So you've got to have a torchlight. I only had my phone light, and I had a little headlamp. That was it. And in the middle of the tunnel, there's an old bit of railway machinery, and the cache was in that.
Oh,
wow! On that. So it's a good sized container, So
good.
1,000 fine.
I was worried about a nano or anything.
No.
Go all that way
you
for
couldn't
a
have a nano in there. A black nano on a black machinery in the blackness. No. Jeez.
Oh my gosh!
Wow. Okay.
First of all, you all have something to say. I was not listening to a word you were saying. All I was doing was focusing on your stash. That was amazing.
Okay.
I love it.
Okay, I'm going to clear the air. That was the end of November, I do believe, Gary, as well. And so we have in Australia, we have the Movember as part of for men's health, and men's mental health.
Correct.
And so that's what we did it for. I had my entire, because I was an ex-police officer as well, in highway patrol too. Yes, super trooper, I know. But our whole staff, our whole office got so much financial support because I went around before that and got all the businesses to donate money for all of us to grow like a super trooper stash. I got aviators donated to us as well, with our hats and aviators and our cars and our laser guns as well. And we did a good photo. We even signed the photos for the high end supporters too. So that is the reason for the stash. So
nice.
Your
I would
love
donate if you grow that stash back. Just saying.
It's still here. It's just covered by extra grey parts as well.
It's camouflage.
It's still here. So it's still here. Yeah, it's still there.
Hidden in plain sight.
Yes. Oh, I like it. I like it. It's a worldwide cash stash.
Yes, there you go.
We need a hashtag for that and a campaign for next year, Worldwide Cash Stash. I love it.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, see, look, all the young ladies. See, all the young ladies. Go, bring
Yes,
it back.
they
Bring
do.
it back. Yeah, I know, right? I know. So.
Yeah.
Good call. Thank you, Dave. Amateur gadget difficulty 5 stash.
Oh, love it.
For some, but not for me. I mean, for Josh, it's impossible. But
Pretty much.
yeah.
I'll own that. Yes, that is true.
Is that true, Josh?
Yeah,
Okay.
I can't. It takes me months, like a half a year, to grow anything substantial.
Oh my!
Wow, very fair.
Oh man, I hear you.
Gary, you got me sweating now, Gary. Too. See, I was excited by looking at myself. Wow.
I know, man. You look incredible. Yeah.
The other thing that's so
man.
the other thing that's so interesting is like you're a different person in that. You're so calm. You're so, I don't know, Craig. You're like put together. I just feel like you're living your wild life right now.
Oh yeah.
So which is
it could be the fact that I'm living in a van down by the river as well. So
that's probably it too. That has something to do with it.
I don't have to be professional anymore at work because I no longer work as a professional, so I can be actually my true, unadulterated self. So
I love it.
Hence the reason why I saw Jesse's pineapple straight away. So
yeah.
That's all. Sure, that's the reason.
I've got my eye on you. I got my eye on you today.
That's funny. That's so funny. Yeah. So a couple. We're gonna do some more clips. I do want to throw in a couple things to let people know. Again, we're working on tonight. Our little goal for tonight is to get to 3,000 YouTube subscribers. We're somewhere. I'll look in a minute, but we're down to less than 100. So I'll update that in a moment. YouTube.com/@Geocache Talk if you'd like to throw a subscription our way. So thank you so much. A couple of quick notes about the show, in case you're wondering. A couple stats. I'm not going to do a lot of stats. I'm not going to stat everybody to death, but I will mention that we did pass as a network. We're over 777 shows. So I think that's pretty cool that we've done that many.
A lot.
I couldn't imagine that we would ever get to that incredible number of actual shows done. That's a lot of shows.
That's a lot, yeah.
Each one's at least an hour. And again, we're at 9 years. I will toot my own horn a little bit. This is my 10th year podcasting. So I just passed 10 years personally. Used to do a show called Cache and Release. Joshua got to be on that show.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I did.
Unbelievably, or at the time, it was unbelievable. Joshua and I got to close down Cache and Release.
Oh, that's right. We were on the last episode too.
Yes, it was the last episode, and I did not know. I'm not going into a lot of detail on this, but Joshua didn't know. I didn't know. But we finished that particular show, and I'm pulling up now. Joshua, we did show 63. I'm looking at the list. Yeah, it was show 63, and we did the show, and then we had wrapped up, and the gentleman who was basically in charge of the show, I was just a co-host. I was just along for that, but he said, "All right, good night." He left, and I was like, Joshua are sitting on the show going, "Well, I guess we're done now." Right?
Yeah,
I told you.
I think we had a nice little post conversation too.
Yeah, we did, and sadly, that was the end. And well, actually, not sad because I'm kind of happy in a sense. I was not told any of that, but 2 weeks later, I was bound and determined to start my own. And so, fast forward to that period of time, or rewind to that period of time, and started the show. And it was right before 14er in 2016, a 14er in Colorado. And so one of the early shows that was an audio show with Jesse and Christy, and I got to hang out with. I was a big fanboy, and I got to hang out with Joshua for one night. We had a media party. Remember the media party?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. I do
Yeah.
remember that. Podcaster was there.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I think you had some games and stuff. It was all well organized. It was great.
Thanks. Yes, it was fun. We had Sunny, but Sean was sick, so Sandy stayed with Sean. But we had Sunny there with us that night. We had Derek Buck and the Buck family was there. I know, but we had a good time. And then not too long after that, I did ask Joshua if he would join me on the show. I got some weird feedback. I don't know. Can everybody kind of check?
It's Jeff, unfortunately.
It's me.
Yeah.
Blaming Jeff. So anyway, but a very short period of time after that, show 15 was this.
But first, tell everyone how things are going. You've been vlogging for how long? And oh my gosh.
Well, let's see. It's been a while. So February 4th will be my 6 years. 6 years of putting out geocaching videos. At least I have not missed a week. At least one video a week for 6 years.
That's awesome.
And I honestly cannot believe that. A, that it's been 6 years, and B, that I've been able to keep up. But yeah, it's been that long. It's going great. It's especially great when I have opportunities to do some different things. So I cannot believe, I had YouTube comments for years that are saying, please come to Australia, come to Canada, come to Poland, come to all these places. And I'm like, someday, hopefully I'll get there. I never thought in my wildest dreams that the first geocache that I find outside the United States would be in South Korea. That was off my radar. So when I had the opportunity to do that, when I had the opportunity to go to South Korea, I didn't even have to ask my wife. I was like, yes, I will. And I'll ask permission later.
Yes, that's awesome.
Josh, why do you, sir, not look any different in comparison to all of us? You look exactly the same. What water do you drink in Minnesota, mate? What is it?
I don't know. It's filters. I don't really look like this. Oh my gosh, that fun? That was fun, and I agree. I looked like I just came out of the show Newsies. My paperboy hat, and
that was fun.
What is crazy too? I still have not missed a week of putting out a video.
Oh wow!
And it's now 14 years. Oh wow!
No, incredible.
I will say as well, Josh did. We talk often as well, and Josh only a few months ago reached out to myself and a few of his close friends, and he was having a bit of a hard time in terms of should I or shouldn't I actually break my weekly streak, and so we had a good sit down conversation together for a long period of time over a few beers and stuff, and we worked it out and nutted it out, and we went, look, if you're in a little slump, like if you're a slump, get back to it. Whatever you want to do, how are you going to feel? And mate, kudos to you, buddy. You're keeping it up, and you got it back into it again too. You got back into the groove real quick too. So
you talked me off the ledge.
Crazy stuff. All right, I've got Jeff's is coming, so everybody hang on. But I do want to switch gear for a moment. I'm going to keep that one. Keep people around to watch early Jeff. It'll be fun. So a couple other highlights, and Jesse, need your help on this one too, buddy. On this, so definitely jump in. So a couple highlights we threw in. One that came to mind, we just sort of threw them together, not in any kind of order. But one of the first ones that came about was one where we were asked to test the leaderboard way back in the day when they were first starting to create the leaderboard. And we do have good memories. Josh has, or Jesse has a really good memory. Can you tell the one about the Mad Finn, if you would, sir?
Yeah. What event were we at for that? I can't remember which one it was.
I think it was going
caching.
Going caching. Yeah, that's right. That's when Joshua had that little wind-up car, that little whatever that was. No, we were. So the leaderboard was out. For people that remember way back then, we got to test it out, and so it was just our group of people testing it out, and we got points for different things. And there's different levels of geocaching, and you forget sometimes. And I told a couple similar stories, but when you run into somebody that's like a crazy cacher, like you think you're good, and then you run into somebody that's a crazy cacher.
Yeah.
Well, the Mad Finn is one of those. He was caching before we got up and caching after we went to bed. And we thought we were doing pretty good. So we're driving down the street, and he's like, stop pulling over. There's 5 points right there. And he wouldn't let us pass anything. And he thought they were giving away money the way he was playing with this leaderboard. And it was fun to see somebody at a whole different level. Like he'd come obviously all the way over here for that event and was caching through the country, and that the leaderboard just added a different level. And, you know, looking back, I wish they would have continued it on in the fashion they did. They still haven't done it yet, but that short period of time where we're all like, it was the only time I think we've ever had like something that was close to like team geocaching.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a competition. It was really exciting, I think, at the time. It also happened to be during a mega, and there was just a whole different, like, never are you like competing against other people, really. I mean, there are certain challenges and stuff, but to see the Mad Finn get so excited as we're driving down the street, and he wasn't saying there's a cache right there. He was like, that's 5 points. That's this. We're like, okay, that sounds cool. We'd pull over, and it added a whole level of excitement on top of like a cool event. There was all kinds of crazy stuff going on too, but it was really neat that they let us test that. I know they let other, they've done it over the years or whatever, but that was one of those kind of behind the scenes things we got to do with HQ, and it was really cool. And they've done other things over the years, but that was the first time we've got to do anything kind of behind the scenes or early with HQ. And that was awesome. And the only way we'd have been able to do that is because the podcast, they reached out or whatever. And if HQ is listening, we'll test more crap anytime. Let us know. We're happy to test stuff. But, I hope one day that we get to they do the leaderboard that way, because for that short period of time, it was one of the really fun memories I have of geocaching, where it was just a different level of insane that was just a lot of fun. And I don't know how many people here got to do that, but it was a lot of fun at the time. It was super cool. It was a whole new way of geocaching.
Yeah, it's so different, and it is fascinating. We won't be able to get to all of that tonight as far as discussion points. But Jeff, you want to say something?
Oh no, go ahead.
I thought I saw you raise your hand. Sorry, sorry, buddy. No, you did. But it's interesting because we in the Geocache Talk world, we follow obviously Cache Odyssey, and I'm so grateful that Retired Guy created a leaderboard, which is insane to watch people find Cache Odyssey caches. I mean, there's some people in the 30 state range already. We just started in January, so pretty wild. It does remind me for you guys that are that really follow Munzie, is that you find a Munzie, you get points, or in a sense. And so you guys see there's a kind of a, I guess, in a correlation that people they like those kind of leaderboard things, right?
Yeah.
I was going to say the same thing, Gary, as well. And that is, when it comes to competitive, the spirit of competition, Munzie now is key for that. And that's what I find, because obviously, I work a lot more closely now with Munzie, and currently work a few hours a week, etc., here and there for them as well. Big advocate for Munzie, for so many reasons, but the main reason is that competitive nature. You can get out, you can't find the same cache at all. You know what I mean? You find the cache and you're done with. But with Munzie, it's very, very different compared to what it used to be. It's not geocaching with stickers anymore. It's a lot more of the virtual game. It's a lot more point based as well, and there's a lot more in regards to strategy of how you play Munzie now. It's not just about how many you can cap and whatever. It's how many you deploy, where you deploy them, who you deploy them for, what you actually deploy, the different types you deploy. You see, so it's a very, very deep game now, and it takes you all around the world like geocaching does. It's no different to that too. So we've got currently have our number 1 and number 2 player in the world. They're one from Minnesota and one's from Florida. They flew over to the UK this weekend because there was big events in the UK this weekend.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, they flew over there too. So
they're the mad Finns of Muncie.
Oh yeah,
everywhere.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Absolutely. So
yeah, it's fascinating. So doing the leaderboard was great fun. A couple other quick notes that I want to reminisce about. One of them was during the pandemic, we came up with the idea to do a worldwide cache con, and that was very important. And I'm just so happy that we were able to be a part of that with HQ. And Jesse, you remember the and I think I can find I got some I can show. So talk amongst yourselves for a moment, and let me find a little clip. Go ahead.
What I'll say, and it was during that time where like the world was miserable, right? And what I take out of that more than anything, because there's a lot of cool things we can talk about with that with Worldwide Cache Con. It was fun. It hit at the right time. But we made and I don't know the term we'd actually use, but it's not a badge, or we made a little digital souvenir for people, and it was tied to a trackable. And we got, for probably 3 or 4 years after that, we got emails saying like just super grateful that anything was happening during COVID. And we heard stories that we never aired or whatever. We heard stories, and I wouldn't air them now either because we didn't have permission to do it. But people were just super grateful in a really bad time that they're just like, I needed something, and they were super happy about it. And it was a big gamble. We thought like, this is the dumbest thing we've ever done, or it's going to turn out great. And people loved it, so it turned out great. But we got like really heartfelt emails for a long time after that, and people were just like, I was so miserable. That made that whole, how many, was it 8 hours that we did, or how long was that?
Yeah, it was.
It felt like a long time. It was a big, and there was video, and we had people from all over doing it, and a lot of people were involved. But that was one of those things where we first kind of did something where people really responded well, and it made all that effort worth it. It was fun too. Don't get me wrong; it was a lot of fun, but it was a lot of work to do. And that one was, those just kept rolling in for a long time, and that was awesome. You don't always get direct feedback all the time, from podcast land. You get emails and stuff like that, but nothing like that. And at that time that it happened, it was very rewarding. I'll put it that way.
I still remember Jesse as well. I still remember I was proudly part of that too, and I did a video from Australia because I was still in Australia at that point in time.
Yeah.
And to this day, I'm serious. To this day, I still get comments on that video. Like actually on the video that I posted I still get comments on it. I still get likes. I still get views. So it's really really cool.
Funny you should mention that. Let's watch this.
G'day Gary, Jesse and the rest of the Geocache Talk crew. Semi Shell here, the Aussie geocacher, coming to you straight from Australia. Now what's caching like down under you ask? Well, I'll show you.
Wow. I'm jamming out to that music,
Bouncing
man.
along.
Wow.
To the music.
Like it.
That was so
Like it.
beautiful.
That was cool.
Video quality is so awesome, man. That was awesome.
Well, Gary, a quick run back, and that is in 2020. While I was in lockdown as well in Australia, because I'd come back from the US, and so I had 2 weeks living by myself in my own house and nothing at all. And so I actually upgraded my software on my Mac to Final Cut Pro, and I started teaching myself the new things I could do with Final Cut Pro, etc. At the same time, I did have that little drone as well. That little drone didn't last too long because I did put it in that river in one of the shots. It went in the river, but anyway, apart from that, but so I had my drone then. I had and as I said, that's when I taught myself how to video edit better than what I was doing before. So
that was really good, and it was so fun to get people involved. I think people don't maybe many don't remember, but it was, I wouldn't say a risk, but we'd never done anything where we didn't really have, it wasn't like a podcast. And so thanks to Derek Baker, Baker Six Clan, he helped. And we basically just created a series of videos, and we just showed video after video after video. Now, some of them were interviews, but they were sort of like Craig's. It was sort of a montage, honoring and celebrating Australia geocaching. We had videos from all over, from Belgium and Spain, and they were from all over. He and I just sat there and just went click, click, click. We just clicked through all these videos. But from a viewer perspective, I think it was really fun for them to sort of put the video, put the show up and just sort of let it run and have everybody, enjoy this running show. Really.
Clearly it was a ton of work. But it was so unique. And I believe that had HQ known that it would have been the only time that there would be a geocaching conference event online, they probably, if they could go back, they probably would have offered you guys the real souvenir. Because well, it's never going to happen again. Knock on wood, right?
No.
It was so unique to have an online mega event, and you could argue it probably was close to Giga after all the views came in. Well done. It was one of the coolest things you guys have done.
There was one point when I thought we might get in trouble. So we were a few hours into the show, and somebody got the habit started in the show in the chat room. People started, and remember, this was way back then. People started sharing trackables, and then more people started sharing trackables, and then there was hundreds of people sharing trackables in there at one time. And I'm like, they're going to shut us down. They're never going to let us do anything. HQ is going to get, because remember, there used to be a controversy about people stealing trackable numbers and everything else. I was like, we're going down. We're going down for this one, and it's not going to be any good.
Yeah,
but
there's no way to tell if the ones that
I was glad, but we didn't encourage it. We just kind of stepped back and ignored it for a little bit. But I was like, oh, that's the thing that's going to sink us.
Yeah, we don't know if the people sharing them actually owned those codes.
Yeah, that was the
true.
Oh God.
Yes. Wild stuff, buddy. Yeah. Okay, so moving on. That was great. So we're now getting ready for, well, we did Worldwide Cache Fest in Memphis, and that was great fun. That was our first sort of dipping our toe into the mega world, and we have since we've sort of passed that on to the Cache Fest team, and we thank them for they're doing a great job. Jesse and I are moving on to do some other things, but it was great fun to, I guess, Jesse, it was great fun. No, it was fun.
No, yeah, it was. And it's what I'll say about that is we wanted to see if we could get a mega started, but we knew that we couldn't do it long term, like us. We couldn't do that and podcast and all, like the other projects like Cache Odyssey and stuff. So we cheated and assembled all the people that had done all the megas around the country, like had done a bunch of them, and kind of set them loose. And it took us a couple times, but we got out of their way. And like they've got Hawaii this summer, and they're going to continue to bring them to, hopefully forever. They continue to bring them to places that have never had or can't usually host, megas that like Hawaii generally can't host one. So I hope they continue. I hope that legacy continues forever, and they just keep bringing them to weird, like hopefully Alaska in the future, and states that have never had them before. And there's a reason for that. Usually they can't support the number of people, but I hope Cache Fest continues. I hope we've started something that continues forever, and they keep making them awesome. And they've got a great thing with the Academy and everything else they do for it. But I hope they continue to bring them to places that usually can't, and they kind of are able to work through and bring them to places like that. So I hope that goes on forever, really. But I don't want to be part of hosting it. That is not my skill set. I've always said that.
No,
it's
me
too
either.
much pressure. It's so hard, and it's just But anyway.
Well, Jesse, Houston, Texas Dave in the chat room as well. He said that they need to make a Cache Fest Australia next year.
Ooh,
they're halfway there with Hawaii. They're halfway there with Hawaii.
That's right.
It's just another dip across the pond.
I don't think I don't think anything's off the table for that team. They can really do. They can do a lot, and they just keep signing up for. That's not even the only mega that people on that team host. They host other megas too. I don't know. I don't understand. That's not my wheelhouse. More power to them. I'm glad they do it, but dang, it's too much.
If they're listening, I know they are. Let me know if you need contacts. I've got all contacts. I used to be the president of Geocaching New South Wales, so I've got all contacts for geocaching megas in Australia as well. So yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't put anything past that team.
So moving forward a little bit, I'm gonna leave one of the items that I'm gonna come back to here in a moment, but I want to move forward. We then started, and poor John's just sitting there, but we're gonna get to John here in a minute as well. But John's a little more of you're kind of more of a really. How many years? It's actually been a few years. How many years have you been now with us?
Yeah, 4 years, believe it or not. Yeah, time goes by quick. And you guys haven't kicked me off the team for hijacking too much talking about pizza.
No, yeah.
I really thought it was going to be like 6 months. I was like, they're going to pull the plug, when I keep on talking about pizza.
Yeah, no, definitely not. We love John, and we're gonna get to John. Somebody asked me, they sent me a note. What about John? It's like, we're Pizza Ninja's coming. We're getting to him. We're working forward here, but we did start doing some additional shows, which was kind of another thing. Jesse and I were like, we could try this and maybe it'll work and maybe it won't, and who knows, but we're willing to try. Jesse and I have always said we're willing to try anything. It may fail, but we're going to try it. Right. Right, Jesse?
Oh yeah. Hey, worth a shot, right? I mean, what are they going to do? Not pay us? It's okay.
Right. Well, I could lose
I'm
all our
still waiting on my
patrons,
first paycheck. It hasn't happened yet. So
yeah. But before that moment though, I do want to show, I think it's either the first or really close to the first time he was with us, and here we go.
Well, the first thing obviously would be the events that are specifically coming up. I mean, we keep talking about it, but there's Mingo Madness, there's Going Caching, and there's Midwest Geobash in July, which is the next one on the list actually. That one will all depend on whether the border is open and they can get to the U.S. Even if they are running, then that's the big question. But I mean that's pretty much my upcoming itinerary is focused on whatever events that I can get to. Because if it's a road trip, I'm gonna plan on finding cool, awesome caches, having great experiences, and hoping to share them as best as I can. Because I'm not so much about traveling around local and just finding all the local cool neat caches, because the good ones are so far. I mean, not the good ones. The amazingly awesome vloggable ones are typically really far away, so they take planning and road trip time.
So, I don't know. I've never been to Canada. That was my trip this summer. I was going to Canada. I was going to see why nobody wants to leave Canada. That's why I was going to find that out. But yeah.
Mm-hmm. There are, I mean, don't get me wrong. There are some really great caches in Ontario, in Canada, obviously. I know 2 years ago, maybe a year and a half or so, I started that a 2-video series, Earth Above and Earth Below. And Earth Above was the Eagles Walk, or Eagles Nest Caverns Walk, which was spectacular, 5.5. And the Earth Below was all ready to go as a video or as an experience. And I had done that and taken footage, but in trying to organize the footage, I realized that the quality was awful. I used my action cam attached to my forehead,
right.
and bouncing, and it wasn't on angle. The sound was really awful. It's just I cannot use that. So
there you go, a little clip from Jeff.
Oh, man,
you remember that? You remember that, Jeff?
Oh, that was one of the first times I think I did a live stream and audio interview, and it was just it was.
But
Yeah.
Jeff, again, you don't look any different. You don't look any different.
He doesn't, does he?
I was going to say I have the same hat, but I don't have the same hat.
It's the same water that drips down into Minnesota. That's what it is. It's the water. It's the same water from Minnesota. That's what it is.
Yep, that's right. That's right.
I still haven't finished that Earth Below video.
You still haven't?
Back there. I need to go back there and do
It's only
that.
5 years ago. No big deal.
Oh, man, we got to do that and have a watch party.
Yes.
Cliffhanger.
No, that's awesome. But that's something that I think really led. I mean, meeting Jeff, and obviously, Derek did that one, but to sort of led to doing Challenge Talk. I mean, don't you think that? Well, it did. I mean, just getting to know you, and then when we thought through, I wanted Emily to sort of help with that, and then we're like, who else should we get? Like, I guess let's get Jeff, man. He'd be into this. So,
well, yeah, I still remember like you had done Gadget Talk and Puzzle Talk, and I was thinking, challenges. This is like a huge aspect of geocaching. It's like it's a side hobby, but it's a cache type and everything. And at least Southern Ontario, there's so many people who love challenges. This is like we got to tap into this. And so I remember like saying, hey, we should do. You could do like another podcast for a challenge theme. That'd be pretty cool. And then you just got it. Just eventually came to the point of we got this. We're doing it. Challenge Talk. Yeah.
I just have to commend you all because geocaching is such a niche in itself, and you guys just keep niching down all the way to under the lamppost.
Right.
Oh my God.
One of the deepest niche.
That was a good one.
I love that show. That show
It's
just
a great
rocked.
show.
Yeah, I've watched every single episode.
The stats prove that show.
What an intro!
You're gonna say that, Jeff? I gotta show the intro. Ready?
I want to see the whole thing.
Here we go.
Oh wow!
Guys, I think we should all go find LPCs after the show to celebrate.
Oh my gosh!
I just have to get out of the van in the parking lot. So.
Oh, Jesse, no excuses. No excuses.
I can't.
No, you can't. Yeah, Jesse can't. You better
should have
not.
brought a little one on board the cruise and then put it somewhere.
That's correct. Yeah. No, I do though. I didn't mention it. I do get to avenge a DNF this week. So I went to St. Thomas years ago. Yeah. So no, well at St. Thomas. So one of those. I've been before, but there was an issue last time. We only got like an hour in town, so I got off the ship and I couldn't get a cab or anything because they're all stuck in this one area. We had to get back on, and so I ran to the closest geocache, which was not close. Literally ran, and it was gone. So then I had to make a decision: am I going to make it back on the boat or not? And the next one wasn't close enough at the time for me to get it, so I totally DNF'd the whole country. And I get to get it this week though, so nothing's going to stop me this week. I've got my throwdowns ready. I mean, no, I don't have that.
Oh boy!
No, but I'm getting it. I've done all my research. There's more caches there than there was last time I was there. Years ago.
My!
I mean, it was a lot of years ago, but so I actually get to DNF. I get to avenge a DNF on a whole country this week. So
and Jesse, just to let you know, everyone else here, including the audience listeners, they're going to go out and get an LPC. They're going to go lift a skirt. Don't you lift a skirt while you're on a cruise ship, okay? Just don't do it.
Please not.
No.
Exactly.
Let's move on.
Yes.
I can't make any promises this week.
All right, I saved something for the last, and I'm wearing the shirt tonight. So let me look in. So one of the things that was, I'm wearing my St. Jude shirt in case our audio listeners are like, what's Gary doing? And it's the we're in St. Jude. So St. Jude, our podcast to hope has been tremendous. We're going to have our 10th podcast of hope, which is really something for us. Really, I've been working hard on this already, and I can't share. I'm not spilling beans tonight, but I already have a couple major guests. So Joshua will be back with us as well, which is major.
Wait, that's not the major guest.
That's a major guest.
Okay.
But a shout out to Joshua that you need to step his game up. You need to go find a good guest, Joshua.
Okay, I will.
Okay.
Challenge.
Thank you, sir.
Accepted.
Joshua has one of the hours, and he promises every year to bring me a good guest, and he does. You brought a lot of good guests, Joshua.
Can I tell them what my idea is? Can I tease it or no?
Sure, if you want.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna spill beans. I'm gonna try to get a former contestant of Survivor.
Oh gosh.
Because the hidden immunity idol is so similar to hidden geocaches. If you watch that,
yeah.
I think that'd be a great. And there's a lot of former survivors.
Boston Rob.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. We could get Boston Rob. That would be major.
Definitely
that would cost a lot of money. That's a lot of cameo money right there.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So a couple of quick items, and we'll talk a little bit about Podcast Hope, and we're gonna start to wrap up for tonight. It's been really great. I do want to show a couple of videos. So, and one of them, guess who's in it? Joshua's in this one too. So here we go.
Main character, you know, somebody pops in. I mean, you had some great.
And I can tell you that a lot of that is because of Amy Poehler, because Amy really believed that was an ensemble show. That was not the Amy Poehler show.
Right.
That was an ensemble show because Amy doesn't have that. You know, there's some egos out there that can be tough. That's not Amy. Amy wanted a funny show with funny people. And so her goal was that we would all shine.
Perfect.
Hey, Jim, before you go, this is Joshua Johnson. I just want to say I met you last month with my son at GalaxyCon, and he said you give the best hugs ever.
Aw, that's sweet.
That's awesome.
Chris Pratt always said I gave the best hug.
It's true. It's confirmed. And I just want to say to everybody that's watching, Jim is a genuine guy, a big heart. And I just want to thank you to come on this show. It was great meeting you last month, and thanks for being here.
Yes.
Isn't that great?
Jim is awesome.
That was cool.
He is awesome. And you know what? He didn't have to do that. Didn't you request a cameo from him? And then he was like, oh my gosh, St. Jude's, I want to be on this show. That's pretty cool for a hobby that he doesn't even know what probably geocaching was.
No. I did a cameo for him just to pull the curtain all the way back. I ordered a cameo or purchased a cameo from Jim O'Hare, and I gave him the information about Podcast to Hope. And so that's kind of where that began. And and the way the cameo works for folks, if they don't know, the way that it kind of functions is that you order the cameo through cameo.com. They contact the celebrity. Then maybe it'll be Jeff. Somebody's turn your volume down a little bit for me. A little bit. Thank you. I think we're getting feedback. So all right. So they go talk to the celebrity, they get the information back, and then they send it to you. So you're not going to talk directly to a celebrity. So for Jim, he had gone they have a certain amount of time they're supposed to do cameo. Well, he went kind of long, which is fine. I mean, good grief, it's a celebrity.
Right.
Go ahead, Jesse. What do you say?
No, I mean, like, not only did he do that, well, I don't jump ahead. He did something else too, but go ahead.
Yeah. So so I get an email direct from Jim O'Hare, which is crazy. It's like, I have Jim O'Hare's email. I can't use this, but it's really awesome. And so he says, "Hey, I'm really sorry. I went long." It's like, "Oh my God, don't be sorry." He goes, but he said, "I really love St. Jude and the work they're doing. And I want to let you know, if you need me to, I can redo the video." I'm like, "Oh my gosh, no way." But I could invite him to the show and take a chance. And that's what happened. So I've never abused it. I've sent him like 2 emails probably in how many years it's been, and never really got a response. This is fine. I don't expect one, but I took a chance. So that's what happened. So we were doing another part of the show, and he joined in on his phone to do the shout out, which was great.
And made a donation later, like not trying to like do it like a celebrity. Like he just silently put a little donation in later. And like, that's a genuine guy that didn't have to do any of that stuff. I mean, obviously we're a niche, like you said, we're a niche podcast that nobody knows about, if, you know, like some big celebrity. And that's just a genuine dude. It was awesome.
Absolutely.
That's like one of my all-time favorite shows, my whole family's all-time favorite shows. We've seen that show like all the way through multiple times, so we were geeking out about it.
Yeah. So I got one more to show, and we're gonna go around the room and give a wrap up. But I do have one more to talk about for Podcast to Hope, and many people have mentioned it. Before I show that, I'm gonna show this, and then we'll wrap up Podcast to Hope, and then we'll talk about some other things, and we'll wrap up. But another huge guest, we had tons. Richard Garriott, the astronaut, has been on. I mean, the list of Podcast of Hope guests that we've had has been incredible, and it's been so wonderful raising the money we've raised over the years. So here's one more.
You did some behind the scenes things sometimes, which I really appreciate.
Yeah, because we screwed up and we didn't care. I mean, we started including, as part of the show, as Mike would tell you, it was probably one of the more successful parts of our show once the whole dirty thing sort of subsided, when we would get things that are less dirty, more interesting people and interesting jobs, of course, but we were able to feature a lot of the behind the scenes stuff in just as part of the show. It was great.
Right. It was the only reason the show stayed on the air for as long as it did. I mean, honestly, we got through the first season and we had checked most of the dirty jobs boxes that we wanted to do, but we were also, shooting a show in a fairly traditional way. And one of the first big conversations Barsky and I had was, in our industry, they call it breaking the fourth wall. So just the behind the scenes camera that's always rolling. But really, I don't think we broke the fourth wall so much as we ignored it. And if you let that clip like really play out, what you would see is the process of us literally cobbling the show together.
That was a good one.
Yeah. Just neat. Just so many neat things. And I am busting to tell everybody about the guest this year, but I'm not going to do it. I'm going to share it later on. And Joshua makes fun of me, but also other people make fun of me that we do a show about the lineup for the show.
Yeah, the show for the show.
The show.
Because I'm just so excited.
The show about the show is almost as good as the show, but not quite.
That's right. Hey,
yeah,
you've got to fill 9 years with something. So you have shows about something. You can only have so many shows about lampposts. So
that's true.
What an awesome show that was too about lampposts.
Of course. I mean,
I think
I've watched every episode of it. But
I think you could do a whole season on that show. Just saying.
Yeah, or maybe a couple of years now. Just saying.
Yeah, that's right.
Absolutely.
Love to do that.
Well, then along comes something new for Jesse and I. And that is that we wanted to we decided that we need to be a 3-man booth. And so we started looking around, who are we going to have as another host? Because that's something that is hard to really get the right chemistry. And, it's one thing to have a guest, but it's something else to have a host. And so I do want to show a little clip of something. And then I'm going to have him comment on this clip. So I'm stalling as I find the right one that I want to do.
Any chance you found a clip of him with a handlebar mustache? I'm just saying.
Now you're talking.
That would be the closer.
Man, stashes rule.
So here we go.
Are you craving cheesy goodness? It's time for Pizza Talk. Whether you're at your local pizza parlor, scarfing down gas station pizza, or just a fan of the greatest pie on the planet, we've got you covered. Join us live on YouTube tonight in the Cheese Room. Eat a slice of pepperoni or, dare I say, pineapple pizza, chat with other pizza fans, and be part of this tasty adventure. Don't miss out. Hit that like button and subscribe for all the delicious fun.
The Cheese Room. So we brought on this guy right here.
That guy. Oh my God. Yeah. I'll tell you guys, it's been so fun to join the team on this one, hang out with you guys like every week. I mean, always such a blast, I know I'm still waiting. Yeah. Pizza Talk. Pizza Talk. And just so you guys know, I'm trying to recruit Jeff and Craig for different episodes, and Pickle Pizza. Yeah. And Joshua too. Joshua, I hope it's okay that I tell people about our conversation before the show. Is that okay?
Yeah, go ahead. Sure.
Okay.
No problem.
Joshua confirmed, guys, that he likes pickle pizza and pineapple pizza.
Both. Not together, but separate.
Oh my gosh.
So I'm just saying, guys, Pizza Talk, there's a lot of promising and exciting things on the horizon on this one. Gas station pizza? Yeah, I'm open to that too,
So since you're sharing this kind of information, I'm gonna bag on John, because I love John. He's a great guy. We're at a gas station in Morgantown, West Virginia. Filling up.
Sheets.
Yeah. And what do you know? We walk into there's no cameras. There's nobody to schmooze. It's just me, John, and Jody, and we're caching, and we go in there, and everybody gets a snack. They come back to the car. Car's ready to go. John gets in, and what has he got? Gas station pizza.
Yeah, 100% true, Gary. It was good old Hunt's Brother Pizza, and I never had Hunt's Brother Pizza before.
Hunt's Brother Pizza is not bad.
It really would have been like a crime or a sin not to have that. Just saying.
So yes, he eats pizza all the time. Yes, he wasn't trying to impress anybody, because you're not going to impress me. You're not going to impress Jody, because she's not going to care either. But that was tremendous. And then of course we had pizza together several times during the week. And anyway, great time. Yeah, so absolutely. We've tried to go back and figure out, and we're gonna it'll be more for the 10th anniversary show, but we were trying to figure out together when you first were on. Did we ever establish that? Do you remember?
So I started it's actually kind of funny, because it's like I think it's my 4-year anniversary.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure I started in June of 2021.
Mm-hmm.
And I think maybe the first time I know it's confirmed that I was on the show was Podcast of Hope on December 5th.
Yeah.
2021. I did on that one. And and a little fun fact, like I've been a fill-in host, I think, or fill-in co-host, I think, for almost every single Geocache Talk show, including like Puzzle Talk, Gadget Talk, Pizza Talk, Challenge Talk, not Under the Lamppost. I know that's a very selective show on that one.
Could happen.
Yeah, I'd love to someday, guys. Just saying, just putting the seed out there.
Well, the thing is, though, John, that is the hosts of that don't take a day off. You see, that's what it is. So the hosts of the Under the Lamppost don't take a day off. We never get sick. There's none of that sort of stuff. So they power through. So,
I mean, you can't call into work for having too much pizza, is what you're saying, Craig?
Yeah, not at all, mate. Not at all.
Oh my,
man, that sounds pretty rigorous. I don't know about that.
So it's been wonderful. It worked out. Don't I shouldn't have said that because now he's going to want a pay raise or something. But it really has worked out. So what do you think, Jesse? I think the 3-man booth works pretty well.
Oh yeah, it does. And well, because we're always doing something weird. And now, luckily, I was able to, sign in from the ship. But we're podcasters. But before that, we're geocachers. So we are on the road. It helps to have that flexibility with a team like we have, because one thing we said we'd never become is podcasters about a podcast on geocaching that don't geocache. So
right.
We still like to travel. We still like to geocache. Geocache is what the podcast comes after geocache, not the other way around. And we've been able to keep that up for years, and life happens, and the flexibility has made it where it's an enjoyable experience over the years and not a job. So I think it's great to have a team, and the team has changed a little bit over the years and stuff like that, but it's great. It's great to have a team of friends, and now we don't get to see each other every day, but we've all met up over time to geocache and stuff like that. But yeah, it's definitely great to have a team instead of, letting it grow stale and things like that. Or what's the pod fade? That's the term, right?
Yeah, pod fade. Yeah.
So now that may happen starting tomorrow. Who knows? But as of right now, it's been a fun experience, and we couldn't even list all the things that have happened over the years. And just the people here, we've all been able to interact over the years in different crazy times, and just stunts, some of them that never made the light of day and that failed miserably that we tried and nobody knows about, and other things that did great. But I think it's been, the question you always get, like, how do you talk all that time? And like Joshua, for 37 years, he's been podcasting, videoing about how do you keep talking about geocaching? Well, there's enough out there apparently, so we keep doing it.
Yeah, so much. And we're gonna wrap up. I'm gonna kind of go around the room, let everybody kind of sort of coalesce some thoughts and tell us about what they're involved with right now. I'm gonna go first, and then I'll hand over to somebody else to kind of tell their side of it. But again, thank you guys so much. When I was thinking about the 9th, coming up on an anniversary, regardless of what year it was, but I started to think about what was so key and what was so pivotal in getting Geocache Talk going. And these gentlemen were so pivotal to getting really the whole Geocaching Talk Network going and continuing. From the beginning, and we showed some of those, show 25, show 18. I mean, those are early on. That's something that really, if you think about, there's probably been a lot of podcasts that got to show 25 and they didn't go any further than that because they just didn't have, the sauce, the magic for that. And it's been a tremendous ride. I thank every one of y'all so much for being a part of it. It has meant so much to me. It brings me joy every week to get to do this, and looking forward to the future. We keep planning new stuff, and we're excited for the what's around the bend. So, who wants to go next?
I'll jump.
You,
me,
me.
We did it together. What I was going to say, Josh, and you can. I'm going to pass the ball to you. I always do, and that is, Gary. Thanks very much to you, mate, as well, and the and the rest of the team in regards to the Under the Lamppost. I'll be honest with you. Under the Lamppost was, seriously. Under the Lamppost was one of the things that Josh and I did together first. That sort of, it made me plant a seed in Josh's mind, because 12 months before that, you know, I'd had my own podcast in Australia, geocaching podcast in Australia. I left all that alone to come here to the US, etc., etc. And I'd been looking around for host Gary to do something, you know, to be some part of something. And so under the lamppost, put the seed in Josh's mind, and then unbeknownst to anyone else, you know, Josh and I, here we are in a hot tub in Florida.
Yep. Yeah,
and
that's true.
he's drinking plenty of Miller High Lifes as well.
Yes.
And then a week after he gets back, he gets that beautiful microphone in the mail, and he's like, "Craig, what did we talk about?" I said, "We're doing a podcast." And so that's where Treasures of Our Town was birthed. And Josh, I'll hand it over to you to say that Treasures of Our Town, it's not really a geocaching podcast per se, Josh. It's over to you now, mate.
Geocaching podcast adjacent. So as we know, geocaching takes us to some of the most amazing places. Proof in point, Jesse is going to an amazing place. And what was the first thing he talked about? He talked about hanging out with family, but the first thing he talked about was geocaching. So Treasures of Our Town is a travel podcast all about the places that geocaching brings us. So we've been doing it for not 9 years. We've been doing it for three years. Really? Okay.
3 years, and we're past our 25, Gary, as well. We're past the 25. We're over the hump, you know.
You're well on your way, my friend.
and we will say, Josh, as well, a big shout out and a thank you to all the organisers out there for the last three years of Geo Woodstock, where we've been proudly being able to jump on stage and not just produce a show, but do something to the audience and get them involved in things as well, which is really cool. So a big shout out to the last 3 years of Geo Woodstock too. So thanks for that.
What is the best way to find it too? By the way, don't forget that we want to be able to get that.
Yep.
So go ahead, Josh.
You can find it on all the places where you download podcasts. You just simply search Treasures of Our Town. If you do a Google search on Treasures of Our Town, you'll find it there as well. So you'll find it everywhere podcasts are downloaded. And what I wanted to say, moving on back onto Geocache Talk, was I just appreciate everything that this community has brought to our game of geocaching. When you think about it, when you talk about all the things like CacheCon, Podcast of Hope, Cache Odyssey, leaderboards. I mean, the list can go on and on. I'm just so impressed with y'all's ability to take risks, and some of them have really just added so much to our community. So I was kind of joking about the niching down, but it's so much content, and it's such a resource. Even the people in the chat today just said they've learned so much from this podcast over the years. So well done. Thank you for everything you guys bring to our community.
Yeah, very well said.
And one more thing, Gary, and that is, it's very different. People think to yourself, because some people know that I'm actually on the Geocache, Geocaching podcast, with Scott Burks and the GCPC. But the GCPC, Geocache Talk, Podcasher, Caching in the Northwest, even Cache the Line as well with his, Thank God It's Friday. They're all different podcasts. Even though we all niche of geocaching of some sort, they are all different podcasts. There's no such thing as competition within our podcast. And so, I listen to you guys as much as I listen to GCPC or Podcaster, stuff like that too. So I'm just proud to be a part of all that. And then going back into it as well, I'm proud to be part of the Munsey podcast, the official Munsey podcast, weekly with Rob, the president of Munsey too, every single week. So that's really cool too. So again, Gary, thank you very much, mate. You inspired me in regards to this microphone too. And if people don't know, Gary was the person I personally reached out to before we started Treasures of Our Town, Josh and I, and asked you a bit technical side of things as well. So you were the only guy I reached out to, mate, before anyone else knew that we were going to do it, even before Josh knew that he was going to do it, just to let you know.
I believe that.
Incredible. No, I thank you, my friend.
Thank you, mate.
That is awesome. And it was so good at talking about GCPC, I haven't seen Burks in so long that I wasn't sure.
It's his height, mate. It's his height.
Yeah, maybe that's it.
He's easy to miss.
Hold on now.
But we really haven't really connected much over the years. But I ran into him up on the hill right after I ran into Josh, then I ran into Craig. I ran into the truck, but I also ran into Scott. And I looked over at Scott as I was walking by. It was raining, just to let y'all know. We're raining. We got umbrellas. We're trying to stay dry. And I looked over at Scott and I go, "Hey." And Scott comes running over and he goes, "Gary," he gives me a big hug. And I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is wonderful." Because, we just don't necessarily connect with everybody. I don't know what he's thinking, because we do our own thing. He does, he's doing his, but there's the connection with the podcasters. And I think people don't realize that, we all kind of love seeing each other because we kind of know what crazy world we kind of live in with the podcast. And so anyway, shout out to Burks. Tell Scott, tell, if you will, Craig, tell him I love him. I'm so glad I got to see him and give him a hug. And so that was wonderful. So, all right, over to Jeff. I think I'm gonna go to Jeff, and then I'm gonna let the other two co-hosts of whatever we're doing. But so Jeff, what are some of your final thoughts, my friend?
Well, I'll just piggyback on what the other guys were saying. I mean, Geocache Talk. I was when I started up, I was doing videos on YouTube, and then podcasting came along, and I joined Geocache Talk with Challenge Talk, and that kind of launched a whole other aspect to producing content. And it's great to see that Challenge Talk is still going strong. Tim and Emily are doing a great job, and it's like that was something that I loved about caching. So it was great to see that podcast is still going. And from that point on, life priorities changed.
Yeah,
life is completely different for me. And so
married, little one. We got to see the little one before the show.
Yeah, Skycrawler 1. And so he's come out to a couple events. He hasn't really found a cache yet. But
well, I'll jump in and let John finish it off then. So everybody's pretty much said everything I was going to say. It's again, the question always comes up: how does everybody keep doing this for so long? And the answer for me is like I've already converted all of my friends and family to geocaching, but that extended family is this group and the chat room that we've had for years, right? Like Geocache Talk, it's a different podcast, just like everybody else. We're talking about different. I think for us, it really is about the talk part of it. It's really about a conversation. So for me, it's been like getting to meet up with my friends. I know it's virtually or whatever, but once a week and just talk about our hobby. And we get to do that over and over again. And we don't always get to see everybody in person. Although everybody that's here tonight, I've met in person and cached with in person. And Jeff stayed at my dad's house, and one time we got to go caching together. And I'll see Craig in November, right? Craig, right? For the big caching event?
November. Which caching event's in November, mate? Which one?
The turkey trot thing, right? Yeah, you better.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's not a November. Yeah,
that's not a mega or anything, but yeah,
I mean,
I'm doing
it's becoming a mega.
It's slowly becoming a
mega. Please don't let it become a mega because that'll ruin everything, right? But
yeah, that's true.
That's going to be That's going to be a fun.
But Jesse, it's not for the faint-hearted, and it's not for those caches who don't do the leapfrog thing. So
that's true.
It's very niche. There's some people. Josh wouldn't do it. For instance. Josh isn't like that sort of type. Josh likes to touch every single cache that he signs a log.
I have to at least see it.
Yeah, Joshua's been out there though. You guys are late to the game. Joshua, you went out there.
Yeah, but he didn't log them all.
I only found 10 caches on the ET highway. Just to say I did it. It's true.
10 caches in like a bus of Germans, right?
That's true. Only 10. That's it.
Now it's going to be a fun experience. It's one of those things I want to do once only, right? But I can't pass up the opportunity to meet up with people that I don't get to see all the time. And I didn't even, I thought it was going to be one of those weird sells like, so honey, Thanksgiving is normally the time when we do this or that. I want to go to Vegas and cache for a week, and no, you don't want to come. And she would not ever go out into the desert to go geocaching. But I'm looking forward to that, and that's a perfect example of just the weird things that you meet up with people only because of this hobby and this podcast. So geocaching exists outside of this podcast, but for me, it's been a conduit to meet so many people over the last 9 years, and it's just been a great opportunity to meet people and be involved. And I'm really thankful for that over the years and all the podcasts, because I've been on other podcasts as well. And it's just a great community. Like Craig said too, there's no competition. Everybody wants the same thing. We all want to have fun and enjoy our geeky little hobby and continue it on forever and, travel the world doing it and making more friends. And that's the one thing I will say about this, just like this podcast is just like geocaching. You don't meet, now there's weird people everywhere. So without that caveat, every time you meet a geocacher anywhere in the world, you instantly have a friend. And you can just start talking to them about your weird little hobby. And this podcast is just like a little microcosm of that, of geocaching as a whole. And I hope we continue on for the next 9 years. And I love it. I love the experiences that it gives us, and other people have told us the same thing. So it's worth the price of admission for me.
Awesome. John, I'm going to let you go next, but I'm going to jump back in. Prerogative for starting this crazy thing. I do want to mention all of our hosts. It made me think of that when Jeff mentioned Emily. I was like, I do want to give a quick shout out to Emily and Tim again for hosting so well the Challenge Talk podcast. Also to Tom and to Charles for doing such a great job with Puzzle Talk. That's been incredible. And then now the revitalized Gadget Talk with Chad, Bounce, and John is now stepped in and is helping with Gadget Talk. So very exciting for that. And so, John, you're ironically the newest of the hosts. It's only you only been with us for 4 years. So
yeah, wow.
Give us your final words, my friend.
Oh man, so I love how everybody emphasized the community factor, because I think to me, geocaching is a community game. It's driven by people's energy, passion, enthusiasm. And I know, I mean, quite frankly, quite honestly, I'm a fan of everybody who's on the show tonight. I think watching everybody's content on here charges my geocaching batteries and gets me excited to go out there. And you know, I know, you know, I appreciate working with Chad on Gadget Talk, because that is incredible to work with somebody who's so talented, passionate, creative, and doing so many incredible things out there. And I'm so excited for the shows to come on that side. I also want to thank everybody who's tuning in tonight, you know, in our larger community on this, in the chat room, because, you know, as much as I love talking to Gary and Jesse and everybody else, like seeing all those comments in the chat room really, really gets me going too in a positive way, because it's just amazing to me to see all those ideas that come out there, all those different perspectives in what we do. And I know for me, the community is a big part of the game that I appreciate. Yeah. And certainly on that one, yeah, I agree with you 100%. Chatting with the other geocachers always fuels excitement for this game. And I know for me at Geo Woodstock, it was funny because, you know, my highlight on that one is how many people I talked to at Geo Woodstock. I know I didn't get around everywhere. I actually didn't even check out the whole exhibit hall, but just as many people as I was talking to there, just incredible, you know, onto that. And I don't say that because people were showing me pictures of pickled pizza that they enjoy, but because, you know, they legitimately are incredible fans of the game on that one. So yeah, thank you to everybody. And yeah, I agree. You know, Jeff Cashline, Geo Woodstock is about the people. And to me, that is my favorite thing about the game overall. So, you know, for Niche Hobby, we have some incredibly cool, creative people out there. And I know it just gets me so excited because even with Gary and Jesse, as many as things as people see public with some of these big ideas, part of me would love to show some of the ideas that we create behind the scenes on that one that
I don't know, I think...
never see the light of day. I'm not spilling beans, Gary. Or some of the things that we're just like, okay, that's cool, but that is way too crazy for now. You know, so I love the dynamic that we have. I love the dynamic that the Geocache Talk Network has, where we think big, we don't hold back. And with those big ideas, we're like, how do we make those happen? You know?
Mm-hmm.
And just to let you know, John, when Cache Fest goes to Australia, they do have kangaroo pizza. We do have kangaroo pizza, mate. So,
oh god,
wow.
Yeah.
Do kangaroos serve that pizza, Craig, or are they a component of that pizza?
No. You gotta have a good IPA beer with it because it's got plenty of hop.
Okay.
Nice. There you go.
It's getting
guys,
it's getting late.
Guys, this has been fun. Yeah, I'm gonna wrap this up. Again, thank you guys for joining. And we will meet again. We'll meet down the road. You know, we'll see each other somewhere, you know, as time goes on and everything. So as you know, you can always let us know what you're doing, and we'll either put in the news or get you back on or whatever. So it's awesome. So again, and thanks to all our listeners and viewers. And it's been wonderful to have everybody. Yes,
Gary,
sir.
one last thing. They did say in the chat room, Gary, to you and the team, here's cheers to 9 years, mate. Cheers.
Oh, thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. There you go, mate. Cheers to 9 years.
Cheers, buddy. Thank you so. Cheers to my team. They've been great.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, good night, everybody. We'll see you. Oh, John, did you want to mention anything about upcoming shows real quick before?
Absolutely, Gary. Yeah, thank you for mentioning that. So this Tuesday, June 10th at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern on Challenge Talk, Emily's out and about this week. So Tim's going to have on a really cool cast. And speaking about, talking with our podcast community, it's the Land Monkeys are going to be joining Challenge Talk this Tuesday to have a good Challenge Talk discussion on that side.
Perfect.
So you're not going to want to miss that. It's going to be a very awesome show. And then, of course, Geocache Talk, we're going to be back same time next week, June 15th on here. And we're going to have some more details coming out soon upon the next episode of Gadget Talk. So stay tuned for those.
Awesome. Again, thanks everybody. Thanks everybody in the chat room. Thanks for everybody who listens. And we will see you down the road. Good night, everybody.
Okay.
Bye.
May your finds be many and your DNFs be few. May the terrain and difficulty both be less than 2. And whatever it is you're looking for, may it find its way to you. And may we all meet again.
Folks, we hope you've enjoyed the show tonight. Please email us your comment at geocachetalk@gmail.com. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. The show can be found on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Radio Public, or Spotify, as well as at the Geocache Talk website. Don't forget to click that subscribe button below and ring that bell notification so that you can see and hear the show on a weekly basis. And tell your friends about the show. Get them involved with us in the chat room. And until next week, don't just talk about geocaching, go geocaching.